Every player banned from the World Cup in under 10 minutes. The World Cup creates legends, but sometimes it destroys them. Some players spent their entire lives dreaming of football's biggest stage, only to see that dream end in scandal. One player was kicked out after a failed drug test. One became famous for biting an opponent. One threw away the final match of his career. And one goalkeeper pulled off a deception so unbelievable that FIFA banned him for life. These are the players who got banned from the World Cup. Diego Maradona. By 1994, Diego Maradona was more than a football player. He was a living legend. 8 years earlier, he had carried Argentina to a World Cup title and become one of the most famous athletes on the planet. Now, at 33 years old, he was back for one final run. And for a moment, it looked like he still had magic left. Argentina opened the tournament looking dangerous. Then Maradona scored a stunning goal against Greece. He celebrated by running directly into a television camera and screaming into the lens. The image became instantly iconic. Argentina looked like contenders. The world was watching. Then everything changed. After Argentina defeated Nigeria, Maradona was selected for a routine drug test. Days later, the results came back. He had tested positive for banned substances. FIFA immediately removed him from the tournament. Just like that, one of the greatest players in football history was gone. Argentina never looked the same. Without their leader, the team quickly unraveled and crashed out of the tournament. To this day, many fans believe Maradona's removal changed the entire World Cup. But as shocking as that was, the next story is somehow even more unbelievable. Luis Suarez. By 2014, Luis Suarez was one of the most feared strikers in football. He scored goals everywhere he played. Defenders hated facing him. Uruguay depended on him. But Suarez had a reputation. Years earlier, he had been caught biting opponents. Twice. Most people assumed he had learned his lesson. Then came Uruguay versus Italy. A place in the knockout rounds was on the line. Late in the match, Suarez tangled with Italian defender Giorgio Chiellini. At first, nobody thought much of it. Then Chiellini started yelling. He pulled down his shirt and pointed at his shoulder. The replay told the whole story. Suarez had bitten him. Again, commentators couldn't believe it. Fans couldn't believe it. The football world exploded. Memes flooded the internet. News outlets around the world covered the incident. And FIFA had finally seen enough. Suarez was suspended and removed from the tournament. One of the world's best players had become the face of one of football's strangest scandals. But unlike the next player, Suarez wasn't competing in a World Cup final when everything went wrong. Zinedine Zidane. The year was 2006. France had reached the World Cup final. Standing between them and another trophy was Italy. For Zinedine Zidane, this wasn't just another match. It was the last match of his career. After this game, he would retire. Imagine the pressure. Imagine the emotions. 90 minutes away from ending your career as a World Cup champion. The match went into extra time. Millions of people were watching. Then came one of the most shocking moments in sports history. Zidane exchanged words with Italian defender Marco Materazzi. Nobody knows exactly what was said. But seconds later, Zidane turned around and drove his head directly into Materazzi's chest. The stadium fell silent. Players froze. The referee showed a red card. And just like that, Zidane's final match was over. Instead of lifting the World Cup trophy, he walked past it. His career ended not with a celebration, but with one of the most infamous red cards football has ever seen. And somehow, even that wasn't the craziest story on this list. Roberto Rojas. In 1989, Chile was fighting for a place in the World Cup. Their hopes rested on a crucial match against Brazil. As the game continued, a flare landed near Chile goalkeeper Roberto Rojas. Moments later, Rojas collapsed to the ground. Blood poured down his face. Chaos erupted. Players panicked. Officials rushed onto the field. The match was abandoned. Around the world, people believed a Brazilian fan had seriously injured the goalkeeper. It was front-page news. But FIFA investigators noticed something strange. The injuries didn't match the evidence. The more they investigated, the less the story made sense. Then the truth came out. Roberto Rojas had secretly hidden a small blade inside his glove. He used it to cut himself. The blood was real. The injury was fake. The entire incident had been staged. Football fans couldn't believe it. Neither could FIFA. Rojas was handed a lifetime ban, and his name became attached to one of the biggest scandals in football history. Most players dream of being remembered forever at the World Cup. Maradona is remembered for a failed test. Suarez is remembered for a bite. Zidane is remembered for a headbutt. And Roberto Rojas is remembered for one of the greatest deceptions the sport has ever seen. But which band shocked you the most? Let me know in the comments section.